We shall now take a look at a program where we basically sort numbers in an ascending order. Let us first understand what is sorting through a common application. Suppose I want to arrange numbers starting from the lower number to the higher number, that is known as sorting. A good example of where sorting is used is when we arrange your names in an alphabetical order. So arranging your names starting from A or surname ending with A to your last name ending with Z is organizing data in a sorted or a alphabetical order. It's an extremely important application in computers because when the number of numbers increases to a very large number, it takes a lot of time for the computer to organize or order those numbers in ascending or descending order. What we shall do in this particular problem is we shall take a certain set of data and run through the logic at every level when changes are happening. So first, let us try to get the broad idea and then I'll let you know what really happens. What this sorting really does is it takes a look at this. It keeps going through this array multiple times. Okay, we'll know how many times. When it goes for the first time, it will see that 22, which is the largest number, is put at the end. Next time when it goes through it again, since it knows it has put the highest number at the end, it will put 9 in the second last position. So it has put 9 and then 22. So the last two numbers are in ascending order. Next time when it goes, it will see that it will put 5, then you will have 9 and then 22. It will not even go to 9 and 22 because they have already been put. So it will put 5 as the third largest number. Next time when it goes, it will put 3 as the fourth largest number. And finally it will put 0 in the first position, indicating it's the smallest number. This is the way you're going to have numbers arranged in order from lowest to highest. Now, what we are going to do here is we are going to assume that the value of n or number of elements entered is 5. So, n is 5. I'm asking the user to enter the elements or objects of an array, and let us say the user has entered these particular 5 numbers. Now, if I'm successful, my output should be like this. It should be 0, 3, 5, 9 and 22. This should be my output if I am organizing it or if I am successful in sorting it. So what we'll do is we'll take care of a technique, or there are multiple algorithms to do sorting. We'll take a look at one of these algorithm or one of these standard algorithms to arrange these numbers in a ascending order. So what I'll do is I'll expose this complete block of code and explain. It's really easy to understand. This fellow, the for loop containing I, is known as the outer loop. It will execute for I equal to 1 to I less than 5. That means it will execute this complete block 4 times. Whereas this J is the inner loop. For every time I executes once, J will execute as many times as long as the value of J is less than n minus I. So first time I is 1. Okay, so n is say 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. So this will execute 4 times. Next time it will execute 3 times. Next time it will execute 2 times. Next time it will execute once, and finally it will not execute. So first time when this executes, this will execute 4 times. Second time when this executes, this inner loop will execute 3 times. When it executes again, it will execute 2 times. When it executes again, it will execute 1 time. So this is the working of this, and in each iteration of the inner loop, we will see that the largest number is pushed at the end. In the first loop or iteration, the first largest number is pushed at the end. Then in the next loop or iteration, the second largest number is pushed in the second last position. This process continues till all the numbers are arranged in an ascending order, starting from the lowest to the highest. Now let's try to take a look at the logic. So what we need to do is keep track of the values of I and j, otherwise we're not going to get confused pretty soon. I is 1, j is 0. How long should j continue? As long as it is less than n minus I. Okay, n is 5. 5 minus 4 5 minus 1 is 4. So as long as the value of j is less than 4, I need to get into this loop. What is a of j? A of j is a of 0. A of 0 is compared with a of j plus 1. Is 5 greater than 9? false. I'm not worried. So I increase the value of I. I now ends up becoming 1. Now is A of 1 greater than A of j plus 1, which is A of 2? Yes, this is greater. So here what I am doing is I am going to exchange the position of 9 and 3. It is done using this simple logic where I showed you temp is equal to A, B is equal to A and temp B, sorry, yeah, temp is equal to A is assigned the value of B, and finally B is assigned the value of temp. So we are exchanging these contents like that. So let us see what is temp. Temp is A of j. So temp takes the value 9. Then, or this particular position, A of j takes the position here. So this becomes 5, this becomes 3 because this exchange has taken place, and then the value of temp is copied into position where 3 is there. So this is what happens now. All right, so far we are looking like this. The array is looking like this. So whenever there is a change, I'll show you the new array. Now after this, j ends up becoming 2. So 2 is still less than 4. A of 2, this is 0th element, this is 1th element, 2nd element, 3rd element, and this is 4th element. So A of 2 is, now it is 9, not 3. A of 2 now is, because we are working on the new array, A of 2 is 9. Now is 9 greater than 22? No, 9 is not greater than 22. I don't bother. I increase the value of j to 3. Then what am I doing now? Now I'm again taking the value of j as 3. A of 3 happens to be 22. Is A of 322 greater than 3 plus 1, which is j plus 1 is 4. So A of 3 is 22. Is it greater than A of 4, which is 0? Yes. So now I will exchange 22 and 0. So now what happens is this looks like this: 5, 9, 3, 0 and 22. So what I have done is, in the first round I have succeeded in putting the largest number at the very end. Now we'll again go through this. Now j has now ends up becoming 4. 4 is not less than 4. So I'll go back to this I. I from 1 ends up becoming 2. Now j is n minus I. Yeah, n is 5. 5 minus 2 is 3. So in the next time, j should only look at numbers between 5 to 9 and 0, because it has already put 22 in its place. No point in trying to do it with 22. So let's see what we are doing now. J is 0. Is 5 greater than 3? A of j is, A of 0 is 5. J plus 1 is A of 1, this fellow. Is 5 greater than 3? Yes. So we are going to do an exchange. We are going to have here 3, 5, 9 and 0 and 22. Now once I do the exchange, I am increasing the value of this as 1. Now A of 1 is 5. I am comparing A of 1 with A of 1 plus 1, which happens to be 9. So when I am comparing A of 1 with 5 with 9, is 5 greater than 9? False. So I don't worry. I increase the value of j by 2. Now A of 2 happens to be 9. Is 9 greater than 0? Yes, 9 is definitely greater than 0. So an exchange has to take place here. So this is going to be 3, 5, 0, 9 and 22. After this, the value of j has become 3. 3 is not less than 3, because n minus I is 5 minus 2 is 3. So I go back to this place. I ends up becoming 3. Now when I becomes 3, j is back to 0. Okay, so I have arranged these two numbers in ascending order now, the last two positions. So I'm only left with 3, 5 and 0. So next what I am going to do here is, I am again going to go from 0th position. 0 with 3 with 5. Is A of 0 greater than A of 0 plus 1, which is A of 1? No. Then I increase j by 1. Now is A of 1 greater than this fellow? Absolutely. So the exchange will take place. This becomes like this. Alright, this becomes like this. Then j ends up becoming 2. 2 is not less than 2. So I go back here. I end up making I equal to 4. Alright. So now I have succeeded in solving this part of the puzzle. The last three numbers are in ascending order. I becomes 4. 5 minus 4 is what? 1. This is the last time this inner loop will get executed. Now j is again equal to 0. j is less than 0 is less than 1. Now it is just comparing 3 with 0. Is a of 0 happens to be 3? Is this greater than this? Absolutely. So we will exchange. We will make this 5, 9 and 22. Now what happens is the value of j ends up becoming 1. 1 is not less than 1. So it will go back here. I ends up becoming 5. Since I is 5, 5 is not less than 5, you will come out. But when you come out of this, you will have noticed that the numbers have been arranged in the ascending order perfectly. So how this program really works is, in each of the inner loop, in the each of the time I j executes, it starts arranging the highest number towards the end. Initially, first time when j goes around, the highest number is at the end. Second time j goes around, the second highest number is at the end. Third time j goes around, the third highest number is at the end. This particular process is repeated as long as the value of I is less than n. So based on the value of n, it is going to execute j that many times, but j is going to start from 0 every time and execute n minus I times. So this is a simple problem. Do not really try to mug it up, because it's quite easy to remember it. There's nothing really which you need to mug up except this condition you need to remember. I would suggest strongly, take a bigger array of 7 or 8 numbers, run through this logic like the way I have done, drawing the table with I, j values, value of n, and at each stage what changes are happening. And always note down that this is the 0th position, first position, second, third and fourth position. Note down the subscripts or indices. Using the subscripts, do the exchange, and then you should be able to print. Now we come to the easiest part. We are simply going to print the sorted elements. So all of these numbers are going to be printed in a sorted order. So you are going to print as 0, 3, 5, 9, 22, which is the array in ascending order.